So today I'll show you how Notebook LM can turn all of your PDFs, documents, and notes into a one powerful AI researcher that's actually understand your files. Instead of jumping between folders, tabs, and documents, Notebook LM lets you upload everything once, and then ask questions in plain English. And it answers using only your sources. By the end of this video, you'll see how to go from scattered documents to organized, searchable, and usable insights without rereading everything from scratch. So Notebook LM is a AI-powered research workspace. It doesn't browse the internet, it doesn't guess, it only works with the sources that you give. That means cleaner answers, fewer hallucinations, and much better trust in the output. This makes it perfect for deep work, where accuracy actually matters. Notebook LM completely changes how research works. Instead of opening multiple PDFs, scrolling endlessly, copying notes into another app, you centralize everything in one place and let AI work directly with your materials. This is especially for creators, students, researchers, writers, consultants, and freelancers. And it's ideal for working with things like research reports, course notes, client briefs, and YouTube script packs. The key shift here is simple. You stop reading everything manually and start asking smarter, targeted questions based on the exact documents you already have. Here's the full workflow we'll follow in this video. First, import. Next, organize sources. Ask questions, then export structured notes or scripts. This is the exact process I used when turning raw documents into usable content. So first, you upload your source materials. This can include PDFs, Google Docs, text files, and copied notes. You can upload one document or dozens at a time. Notebook LM treats this as trusted sources, not random contexts. Once uploaded, everything stays linked to its original source, so you always know where answers come from. Next, you organize your materials inside Notebook LM. You can group documents by topic, project, client, course, and content series. For example, one notebook for research reports, one for course notes, one for client briefs, and one for YouTube script packs. This makes it so easy to switch context without mixing information across projects. Next, this is where the magic happens. Instead of searching manually, you ask questions like, summarize the key arguments from all documents. What are the main takeaways across these resources? Find contradictions or repeated ideas. Explain this topic like I'm a beginner. Notebook LM answers only using your sources and often shows citations or references, so you can trace everything back. This is huge for research accuracy, faster understanding, and content planning. Next, now you can turn answers into usable formats. You can ask Notebook LM to generate like structured notes, outlines, summaries, talking points, and drafts scripts. For creators, this is perfect for turning research into YouTube scripts, breaking down course notes into lessons, and summarizing client briefs into action items. Instead of starting from a blank page, you're editing something that already understands the material. Next, finally, you export your work. You can copy notes into your editor, move scripts into your content workflow, and share summaries with clients or teams. Notebook LM becomes the thinking layer, not the final destination. This is exactly how a research tool should work. Pro tips: here are a few ways to get even more value. First, ask comparison questions between sources. Next, request outlines before full summaries. Next, use it to prep scripts, not finalize them. Next, separate notebooks by project to avoid overlap. Lastly, rephrase questions if answers feel too broad. The better your questions, the better the output comes. Here's what you learned: how to import and organize documents, how to ask meaningful research questions, how to turn PDFs into structured insights, and how to export notes, outlines, and scripts. Notebook LM isn't just another AI chatbot. It's a research assistant built for serious work. If you regularly work with documents, Notebook LM can completely change how you think, write, and create. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by information, you gain clarity, structure, and speed without sacrificing any accuracy. Whether you're handling research reports, organizing course notes, breaking down client briefs, or building YouTube script packs, this tool lets you focus on decisions, not documents. Once you get used to working with your sources, instead of fighting them, it's very hard to go back. So most people stop at summaries, bullet points, and basic Q&A. But the real power of Notebook LM is connection and synthesis. This is what separates reading information from understanding information. And this is where it becomes invaluable for long-term research, content strategy, education, consulting, and deep creative work. Instead of asking about one document, you can ask Notebook LM to think across everything. Example, what themes appear across all sources? Another example is summarize shared conclusions versus unique insights. This is extremely powerful for research reports, client discovery, and market analysis. Notebook LM doesn't just summarize, it connects ideas across your entire library. Notebook LM is excellent for building structured arguments. You can ask, create a logical argument using these sources. Or you can also ask, identify weak spots in this argument. This is perfect for essays, presentations, video essays, persuasive content, and long-form scripts. Instead of guessing, your argument is anchored directly to your material. Here's a creator-focused workflow. Upload research reports or notes. Ask for a high-level summary. Third, ask for a structured outline. Fourth, ask for section-by-section breakdown. And fifth, export into your script editor. You can even ask, rewrite this for YouTube audience, make this more conversational, or turn this into a talking head script. This works incredibly for YouTube script packs, educational videos, explainer content, or podcasts. Notebook LM shines for learning heavy material. You can use it to explain difficult sections, reword concepts in simpler language, create study guides, and generate review questions. This is ideal for course notes, certifications, training materials, and self-learning projects. Instead of rereading, you actively engage with the material. For freelancers and consultants, Notebook LM becomes a private knowledge base. Upload client briefs, onboarding documents, or discovery notes. Then ask, summarize client goals, list risks and opportunities, and create an action plan. This reduces prep time and improves clarity before meetings. Here's how advanced users get better results. Ask layered questions, not one-off prompts. Start broad, then narrow down. Request structure before detail. Use follow-ups to refine answers. Treat it like a conversation, not a search bar. The more context-aware your questions become, the smarter the outputs feel. In this part, you learned how to synthesize across documents, build arguments using evidence, creator-ready scripts, use Notebook LM for learning and consulting, and think like a power user. Notebook LM isn't just reading faster. It's about thinking better with your material. At this stage, Notebook LM stops feeling like a tool and starts feeling like a workspace built around your brain when you can ask questions, connect, and restructure information on demand. Your workflow shifts from reactive to intentional. If you made this far, you're already ahead of most people using Notebook LM. At this point, you're no longer just uploading documents and scheming summaries. You're actively shaping information, pulling insights on demand, and turning raw material into something usable and valuable. That's the real shift. This is where productivity turns into leverage. The more you use Notebook LM this way, the more it becomes a long-term asset. A personal research assistant that grows with your projects, your ideas, and your goals. Whether you're building scripts, analyzing reports, preparing client work, or learning something new from scratch, this workflow compounds over time. If this breakdown helped you out, take a moment to subscribe because the next part will focus on building full systems, not just isolated tools. That save hours every week and help you think clearer and work faster. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.